Hello and welcome to the mains PYQ discussion by Neva ES. We have a question from 2016 about anti-colonial struggles in West Africa. The question is, anti-colonial struggles in West Africa were led by the new elite of the Western educated Africans. Now we can see a similar case of India here. People who were Western educated were at the forefront of nationalistic struggle in India as well. Because the ideas of democracy, all these things comes from the West only after French Revolution, American Revolution. So you need exposure to that to dethrone a modern colonizer. Same things happens in Africa, but the focus of the area here is West Africa. So we'll give a map of West Africa here during that time. We can term it as French West Africa in general. We'll give the map and we'll give the introduction as the time period, which is late 19th century to mid 20th century. That's the time period in which this is happening. So as it talks about new elite of Western educated Africans, we'll give some of the names. At least one or two you have to remember and give. One is Kwame Nkrumah. Second is Samori Toure. Third is Leopold Sedar Senghor. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Felix Houphouët-Boigny. So all these names, at least one or two, Kwame Nkrumah and Samori Toure, at least two of them can be remembered and given. It can be presented as a flowchart to save space. Then comes to the main part. Role of the new elite of the Western educated Africans. What was the role? First up, new ideals, something I told you in the introduction. Ideas like liberty, equality comes from French, from the West. So Western education helps. Next up, idea of the world history. Here you will get exposure to revolutions so American Revolution is one of the first revolution to overthrow a colonizer. So how to overthrow a colonizer and liberate a colony is something that comes with this exposure. Next, modern communication methodology. To communicate with your own masses at a large scale, you need modern technology. For that, you need print technology, publication, literature. This comes from Western education. Next, the idea of diplomacy. You can negotiate with the colonizer as well as other people who decide the public opinion of the times. Next is the evolution of the Pan-Africanism and unity ideology. So when you develop this mass unification ideology, it is always a threat. Same thing can be seen after Gandhi in India. The unification process. So this is a threat to the colonizer. This is also an impact of Western educated Africans who had wider exposure and a larger worldview. Next, spread of education within the colony. And finally, the formation of organization on Western style. For example, the Jacobean clubs in France. They led the reign of terror in France during French Revolution. So formation of such revolutionary organizations. So in general, these are general reasons that you can use for any colony. In the case of Africa also, this is true. That's why to get the specific nature, we have to give the name separately. And finally, we'll give the conclusion. That is similar pattern in Indian Renaissance and INC formation, something that I already mentioned. In Indian Renaissance, starting from Raja Ram Mohan Roy, we can see the influence of Western education. Check the case of Young Bengal movement, Henry Vivian Thoreau. The ideas he brought were from French Revolution. Ram Mohan Roy, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, everybody were Western educated. So modern education did play a role in Indian Renaissance as well as INC formation. We'll give that as well in the conclusion. So that's how we'll conclude it. Thank you for listening.